안녕하세요, 김다큐입니다. 네, 안녕하세요 여러분. 오늘 존버글 영상을 보여드릴 건데요. 먼저 존버글에 대해서 말씀드리자면요, 이분은 운용자산 1경원, 1조 원이 아닙니다. 1경원으로 세계 2위인 뱅가드 그룹을 창업하신 분이에요. 예, 회장님이시죠. 예, 세계 1위는 블랙록이고 2위가 이제 뱅가드인데, 이 뱅가드 그룹을 만드신 대단하신 분이신 거죠. 그러니까. 그리고 이분이 가장 유명한 이유 중에 하나는, 우리가 그 친숙하게 알고 있는 S&P 500 지수 추종 인덱스 펀드 있죠. 이거를 처음으로 만드신 분이에요. 이게 왜 대단하냐면, 월스트리트에서는 당시에 이 인덱스 펀드 같은 걸 만들면 자기네들이 받아가는 수수료가 적어진다, 이렇게 얘기가 나와가지고 절대 못 만들게 했어요. 근데 이거를 만드셔서 우리처럼 개별 종목을 선택할 수 있는 지식이 없는 서민들도 부자가 될 수 있는, 같이 경제 성장의 혜택을 누릴 수 있는 그러한 발판을 만들어 주신 분이시고, 운용사들이 과도한 수수료를 수취하는 관례도 없애주신 분이 바로 이분이십니다. 그런 만큼 우리 대중에게 친숙한 워렌 버핏이 무려 주주총회 자리에서 공개적으로 존경을 표시하는 그런 분이시고요. 이제 나이가 많이 드셔가지고 돌아가셨지만, 어쩌면 버핏보다 더 갈등이 될 만한 내용은 접어두도록 하겠습니다. 자, 그러면은 이 오늘 보실 영상은요, 존버글이 생각하는 주식을 고르는 방법과, 그리고 주식시장이라는 존재를 어떻게 바라보고 있는지를, 이거를 좀 한번 보여드릴게요. 직접 발언하신 부분을. 우리가 투자를 잘하려면 이런 레전드들이 한 얘기들을 잘 들어야 한다고 생각을 하거든요. 앞으로도 저 레전드들이 한 얘기들 잘 퍼나를 테니까 구독과 좋아요 부탁드리겠습니다.
It says, in common sense, your 10-year forecast used average earnings growth plus current dividend yield. For consistency, why not use average dividend growth?
You could use average dividend growth instead of earnings growth. It doesn't give you as good a result, as accurate a result, because companies' payout ratios change. So if someone wants to argue that is the more pristine formula, and that's actually what we call the Gordon formula, fairly well known in academia. The market value relative to the future cash flow, and this is, they call my thing the Bogle model, the Bogle variation on the Gordon model. I happen to like the earnings growth better. There's a great intellectual defense, isn't it? But it works in the data, and I think it's easier to follow, and you don't have to worry about changing payouts, which have changed a lot way down over time. But they're both approximations, and they're pretty good. Approximations. Amazing to me how well that formula has worked. Not formula for what the market will do, but a formula for establishing reasonable expectations. I think I mentioned earlier what the markets will do. And none of this stuff is perfect. And I think we all ought to be aware of the fact that if you're looking for precision in any of these things, please don't look to me for it. I don't have any precision. I have a directional idea. I have a strong idea of what creates value in the marketplace, that is to say, earnings growth and dividend yields, and that's about it, and that's all you can control. But it does work because it calls attention to being skeptical of what the market is doing with those fundamental returns, investment returns earned by corporate America. And that's why I say, and I'll repeat it once more, I think I said it last night, I'll repeat it again today, we're probably repeating it to my dying day, which I hope is not today, and that is the stock market is a giant distraction to the business of investing. Or to put it away, I did to these professors down in Southampton and Bermuda, I'm just trying to remember the exact formulation I used for that, about the stock market is a derivative. The stock market is a derivative of corporate value underlying created by corporate America. So think about the stock market. The stock price is a derivative of the value of the corporation or the value of American business as a whole. And that gets you into the whole area of derivatives. What sense do they make? The magnification of returns, which you saw on those charts, magnified way up, magnified way down. And ignore it, because you know it's going to be in the long run zero. That's the nature of things. So am I dogmatic about this? You better believe I am. There's any doubt. Anybody want to raise their hand? Oh, by the way, can I ask a question? We've had a little discussion about, and I talk about this in my Financial Analyst Journal article, about how to charge advisory costs outside financial advisory costs, sales loads, whatever, against accounts, against the returns that investors earn. And you kind of end up trying to approximate it. But I just want to ask you all, I'll express it in a simple way and then just give me 1 second to explain. I'd love to see a show of hands of how many of you consider yourself do-it-yourself investors. And if you're not, how many of you consider yourself, you need an investment advisor? And there's a lot of ground between those two. The pure do-it-yourself means you get started and you don't have somebody telling you anything to do, but your fellow bogleheads, whatever, however you feel. And the other is you rely on an advisor to tell you everything. So could I just see a couple of hands on the number of hands that are available? How many of you consider yourself do-it-yourself? Wow, the message is getting across. And how many would say they need significant help? I presume that excludes the help I'm giving you this morning. Thank you. I'm not amazed at the dominance of do-it-yourself, but I am amazed that it seems to be unanimous.
구독, 좋아요, 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 구독, 좋아요.